Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the world of wood paint remover. It's a powerful tool for anyone who wants to strip old paint or varnish from their wood projects, but it's important to know what you're doing before you get started. So, let's talk about the different types of wood paint remover out there. You've got your chemical removers, which are typically based on methylene chloride or other strong solvents. These are super effective, but they can be harsh on the wood and require careful handling. Then there are the less aggressive, eco-friendly options like citrus-based removers. They are gentler on the wood and the environment, but they might take a bit longer to work. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of using wood paint remover. First things first, you'll need to prep your workspace. Make sure you're working in a well-ventilated area, and wear protective gear like gloves, goggles, and a respirator. You don't want to be breathing in those fumes. Next, you'll want to apply the remover to the wood surface. You can use a brush, a scraper, or even a paint sprayer, depending on the size of the project and the type of remover you're using. Make sure to follow the instructions on the product label carefully. Once you've applied the remover, let it sit for the recommended amount of time. This will allow the remover to penetrate the paint or varnish and loosen it up. You'll know it's working when you start to see the paint or varnish bubbling up. Now, here's where things get a little messy. You'll need to scrape off the softened paint or varnish. You can use a scraper, a putty knife, or even a wire brush. Just be careful not to damage the wood underneath. If you're working with a chemical remover, you'll need to neutralize it after you've scraped off the paint or varnish. This is usually done with a solution of water and baking soda. Once you've removed all the paint or varnish, you'll need to clean the wood surface thoroughly. You can use a damp cloth or a sponge to wipe away any remaining residue. And that's it. You've successfully stripped your wood project. Now you're ready to sand, stain, or paint it to your heart's content. Remember, safety first. Always read the product label carefully, and follow the instructions. And if you're unsure about anything, don't hesitate to ask a professional. Hey everyone, today we're diving into the world of wood paint remover. It's a powerful tool, but like any powerful tool, it needs to be handled with care. So, let's talk safety first. When working with wood paint remover, always wear protective gear. That means gloves, eye protection, and a respirator. You don't want to be breathing in those fumes or getting it on your skin. And remember, it's best to work in a well-ventilated area. Now, let's talk about storage. Keep wood paint remover in its original container, tightly sealed, and away from heat and direct sunlight. It's also important to store it out of reach of children and pets. Sometimes, you might want to explore alternative methods before resorting to paint remover. For example, you can try scraping off the paint with a scraper, or using a heat gun to soften the paint. But if you're dealing with stubborn paint, you might need to turn to a chemical solution. One common option is a caustic soda solution. This is a powerful chemical, so you need to be extremely careful when using it. Always wear protective gear, and follow the instructions on the product label carefully. Another option is chloric lime. This is a bleaching agent that can also be used to remove paint. Again, it's important to wear protective gear, and follow the instructions carefully. There are also other cleaning methods you can try, like using a paint thinner, or a commercial paint remover. But remember, each method has its own risks and benefits, so do your research and choose the method that's right for your situation. And always remember, safety first. Take precautions, follow the instructions, and you'll be able to tackle that paint removal project with confidence.